Today I'm sitting with the Tony-nominated star of Spring Awakening, who is currently navigating the San Francisco gay dating scene on HBO's Looking, and probably babysitting millions of children on TVs around the world as Kristoff on the animated sensation Frozen. Hello, Jonathan Groff.
Hello.
I'm so happy you're here.
I'm so happy to be here.
So good to see you. I've been wanting to have you here in the white pleather for a while.
I've been wanting to sit in the white
here.
pleather.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Is it pleather?
I don't know. I
it
call
feels
it that.
real.
It's IKEA. How's life?
Life is good.
Oh my God, it seems like life is good. I watched you last night on TV.
Amazing.
I'm all caught up on the new season of Loki, season 2.
Thank you for watching it. Thank you for watching.
Are people watching it? I mean, it's like a slow burn. It's building.
It's building.
Right?
We're building an audience, trying to find an audience.
Well, it's an interesting show because I feel like, it's funny, I always said like for years, like, oh, there should be like a gay Sex in the City. There should be like one of those about, and then this got announced. I thought maybe that's it, but it's really not because the tone of it is much more relaxed.
Yeah.
Thank God, and I like it.
Yeah,
but it takes a while to sort of get into it.
It does kind of, and it's been great doing the press for season 2 as opposed to season 1 because in season 1 we had to kind of articulate,
explain
what the show was and say, it's an honor to be compared to Sex and the City.
Are you the Carrie or the Miranda?
Yeah, exactly, exactly, all of that.
Right.
So it's nice. It's been nice doing this round of press because I think people sort of have an idea of what the show is now.
Yeah.
So they're asking about the characters and the stories, and it's really fun to talk about it. I could talk about it all day.
Are you, well, and everyone's asking you about sex. I mean, like you talk about sex a lot.
Yeah, we talk about sex a lot.
Because like you memorably, in the season premiere this year, you memorably got nailed up against a tree.
Yep, yes I did.
That's sort of the moment everyone's talking about. So it sort of opens up, then people suddenly feel like they can sort of talk to you a little more openly, right? Is that kind of annoying? You're kind of private.
I'm sort of private about my personal life, but I'm not private talking about sex. And I feel like it's a great opportunity, which I never thought about that while we were making the show.
Right.
But after the first season came out, I had a lot of straight friends that live in New York and LA say that they didn't know that gay people could have sex while facing each other until they saw Looking. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Because I think straight people, maybe, or at least the ones that I talked to,
they didn't know the legs went that way?
They associate... I think they associate anal sex with from behind, and so they don't think about it from the front. And I was like, well, great. If we can educate people that,
For the rest of time, that's something you did in this world. You explained that to people.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think also, too, there's not a lot of gay shows on TV, and so getting to sort of illuminate those moments and sort of demystify, the sex on the show is not scandalous. It's not sort of salacious.
Right.
It's story-driven and character-driven, and so we're getting to shed a light on something that people obviously don't know a lot about or haven't seen a lot about on television before.
You are from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, right? How's Looking doing down there? Is it when you go and visit your family?
My parents don't watch it.
Your parents have never seen it?
They have never seen it. They do not watch it.
Do they find stories in their Facebook feed like I do about you getting nailed up against a tree? Are they exposed to any of this? Are they going to watch this?
It's funny. I brought the pilot when I got the pilot, and we shot the first season, and I brought the first 4 episodes home to Pennsylvania, and I was like, watched it with my brother and his wife, and they loved it, and we got really into it. And
did your brother know that you could face each other? We don't know.
He does now.
We don't know.
I don't know if he did or didn't before, but he does now. But my parents, I was like, okay, here's the pilot of the show. You might want to watch it, but maybe not with me, because there's a scene in the pilot where I sort of have a failed hand job.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
In the first scene, yeah. And so I thought that might be awkward for them if I watched it with them.
Right.
That might make them feel weird, but maybe it'd be easier if they, watched it. They saw Spring Awakening a million times.
Right.
And so I said, maybe you want to watch it alone, and then they kind of were like, what? And I think I freaked them out a little bit, and so they haven't watched it.
The experiences of Patrick in the dating scene, do they at all mesh at all with your own experiences?
Yeah, there's definitely some crossover, and I feel like with Patrick, the way that he acts is sort of how I feel on the inside, and choose not to be as sort of awkward as he is, but. I feel like he's sort of an externalization of what my butterflies that I'm feeling in real life.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like we all everyone, like the writers on the show and the directors and the cast members, we've all sort of talked about our dating experiences and our lives, and sort of because of that, little stories and things end up in the show. And in the final episode of the second season this year, won't give anything away.
It's all about your own sex life.
It's literally, no. Not having to do with sex so much, but there's two conversations between 4 characters that are literally, I've said the words.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I read the script and I was like,
Wow.
I was crying. I couldn't get through like the table read.
Wow, that's great.
It felt incredibly personal, which is
Wow.
the thing that I love about doing the show is it's the most personal experience I've ever had. It feels really, I think for everyone involved, it feels like everyone's really personally connected with their hearts like
Wow.
firmly in it.
I realize you are turning 30 in March, right? How's that? How's that
March
feel?
26, I'm gonna be 30. It feels good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Feel ready?
I do feel ready. When I turned 29 last year, I was like, oh my God, I turned 29, I'm about to turn 30. And I kind of had not like a freak out, but I had sort of the revelation. Yeah, the moment of like, whoa, 30 is looming. So that I feel like kind of, now I'm excited for it.
If somebody wants to buy you a nice gift, I find there's no like easy way to sort of announce to the world what you want for a gift. So I just feel like, is there anything you want that people should maybe consider? Is there anything you need?
Yes.
What do you need? What do you want? What would be like the perfect 30th birthday gift?
The general answer is clothes, because I don't really buy clothes.
Okay, you don't buy clothes.
No.
Your shirt is a medium. Let's get the sizes out. I mean,
medium
God
shirt
forbid
size.
they get the wrong
No,
size.
but wait, I was just thinking the other day, I really need this. Oh, you know what I need is
What?
an iron.
You need an iron?
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah.
You seriously need an iron.
I do.
That's like the ultimate 30th birthday gift for Jonathan Groff.
Yeah, I'd love an iron
it.
and an ironing board in
And
my
an-
apartment.
Auto shut off, please. Don't go cheap on
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I need
Get
an
one that's
iron.
at least like $100. Get like a good.
Thank you.
But what if you get like a lot of them?
I'm just going to have a closet full of irons.
Okay, well that's a really great gift to enter your 30s
It's
with.
one of those things where I'm like, oh, God, I need an iron.
I didn't realize that you had dance captain skills. I was looking at your huge Broadway resume of 2 shows.
Very likely.
Spring Awakening, that worked out well, but you were also in My Life, which is a weird frickin' show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Every time I go into Joe Allen's and I see the poster, I swell with pride.
Yeah, it's a great poster too.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Lemons.
And you were the dance captain.
I was.
What does that mean exactly? Will you explain that to kids
That's
out
a
there that are
great
looking for
question.
careers? I mean, they kind of threw it at you because you understudied Christopher Hankey, right?
I did.
The lead.
I understudied Christopher Hankey and
Jay Hankey, sorry.
Christopher J. Hankey. CJ Hanks, shout out to CJ Hanks. Love him. And I also understudied all of the men and women in the ensemble in my life.
Wow.
And when Courtney Ballin went on for Jessica Bovers, so I had to go on for Courtney Ballin one time, so I played a woman.
You literally played a woman?
Yeah.
Like you,
well, it was very like gender unspecific, the show.
Wow, it's so ahead of its time. Now
Yeah.
that'd be so like so much easier
It's
to
very
get away.
transparent, yeah. But yeah, so I was a dance captain. So someone has to be a dance captain on a Broadway show. And because I was the offstage swing, I was like the ideal person for it, even though I'm not really a dancer.
But what does dance captain mean? It means you have to know all the dance moves and be able to teach it to anyone?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah. And you have to have a Bible. So I had a Bible with all of the blocking written.
Not an actual
Not an
Bible,
actual
like
like
a binder. A binder.
Not a, yeah. Yeah.
All-
You have to have a Bible.
All the moves are
You
really
have to be
religious based
Christian,
in that
yeah.
show.
Super religious. Broadway's
Super religious, that show.
You have to have a Bible. No. It's like they call it the Bible, and you write down like all of the blocking. And my roommate at the time, Lindy Franklin, who ended up being the dance captain of a chorus line.
Oh.
And she was in the Radio City Christmas Spectacular.
Probably a harder job than being the dance captain of
Yes.
in My Life. Okay.
Yes. But I got this job before she was doing a chorus line.
Okay.
And it was like, she's a dancer. And she was like, okay. I was like, I'm the dance captain. And she was like, okay. And so she helped me.
She's like, this show's doomed.
Exactly. Exactly. And but she helped me do like cards, like when you're swinging too, you have to know all the different tracks.
Swinging is a professional acting term. Let's just be clear.
Yeah, where you have to know everybody's. Basically, when you're swinging the ensemble of a Broadway show, you have to know everybody's track. Track meaning everybody's role in the show. We're really doing like a
breaking it down
right now
for the Frozen fans, for the 8-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly.
Breaking it down.
Exactly. And Lindy had these cards for when she was going on at Radio City. So you write down everything that you have to do for the different things. So that when you're about to go on for a part, you're like, okay, it's this person and it's this blocking. So they're like flashcards of which side of the stage you enter, whatever. So I made those cards.
How much extra did you get paid extra to be a dance captain, don't you?
I think you get paid like $50 extra a week or something. Yeah, so that's money.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You know, it occurred to me that you're an American Sniper. You're a small pivotal moment in American Sniper. You're in Normal Heart. You had a small pivotal moment in the Normal Heart. You're in Frozen. The big thing. I feel like you're like the secret sauce. These are all blockbusters. Like all these movies are like
secret sauce.
Yeah, like
that.
these are huge projects. They're like winning awards. Right? I mean,
Totally.
like, I think it's all about getting Groff in there. But I think just having you around is sort of magic.
I love.
Do you feel that? Have you felt that buzz from Hollywood? Has Hollywood acknowleded this yet? Or am I the first person
Hollywood
that's doing the math?
thinks of me as the secret sauce, but maybe.
I don't know. I think it's pretty.
But maybe if we start putting it out there now, like, who knows what could happen?
Like, I feel like people are just gonna want you around. Like, they're just gonna like be like, well, what can we give Groff? Let's get Groff on the set.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah, great.
In Frozen, you played, his name was actually what, Christoph? I call him Jonathan Groff.
Christoph like Groff.
The guy, Chris Groff.
Christoph, but it rhymes with Groff.
Okay. He's kind of hot.
He's
Your
super
character.
hot.
He's like super hot, right? Like, do you find your animated self in Frozen super hot? Is that like something that you'd be interested in?
I think he's super hot. Yeah, he's like.
If he was a person.
That's complicated. When they showed me the like board of him, the like they show you a picture when you're doing it, I was like, wow.
Wow, I'm hot.
Not I'm hot, but like I'm not as hot as my animated
People
characters.
think that's you, though. That's
how
you.
I felt. Yeah.
Right.
He's like a big dude. Yeah, I think he's.
In
super
fact,
sexy.
there's like I found this. There's people just take it.
What?
People take it like pretty far, right? I mean, like people just.
Oh my
it's like there's like he's like that's probably not a Disney approved image.
That's hilarious.
It's not an actual.
Where did you get that?
On the internet. Have you ever been on the internet? Are
I
you
don't
kidding
go on
me?
the internet that much.
There's probably like fantasy fiction about Christoph and
Sven.
That movie did pretty well.
It did do pretty well.
That was nice.
Oh my god, yeah.
And I assume you're gonna be in a sequel. There's a sequel in the works.
I hope so. I
Well,
don't know.
well, you got to have Christoph.
I hope so.
This time, but you know what they should do? They should give Christoph the big power back. They should give him the big let it go moment. Right?
When
like
he lets
that,
down his hair.
Yeah.
And
let's
just
get
like, yeah. Can you
Kristen and
imagine?
Bobby Lopez. I mean, let's get them working on this because wonder what the moment could be. Like, wonder what maybe it's like a moment with Sven. Like, what do you think his power moment would be?
That's a great question.
Right?
I don't know. What to think about that.
Let's just put it out there because then they can start writing it.
That. Yeah, totally.
And then
they
you could appear
that.
on the Oscars.
Yeah.
And then they can release a single
in a big gown,
and you can get the Adina money.
Yeah,
exactly. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
that worked out nice for her.
Totally.
And you could sing on New Year's Eve.
Great, bring it.
Next year's Super Bowl.
Amazing.
This
I'm
power.
in. Sign me up.
Are you up for like a big power, like being associated with like one of those big? And you're not. You literally wouldn't be able to talk for like weeks before each public appearance
I
because it's literally inhuman. To
I
be able to
know.
sing. You'd be up for that.
Sure, bring it.
Do you think he has that much emotion in him to pull that off?
I think we could find it.
I think for Sven,
everybody's
he
got
does.
that. You know, everybody's got that somewhere in them.
Okay, so we gotta do this. So
Great.
Frozen, we gotta keep the Frozen thing going.
Please.
How is that Michele girl? I
She's
miss her
good.
too. It's been a long
know,
time. You guys,
I know.
what's the last thing she texted you? You text each other, I assume.
She said she got a really cool house in New Orleans.
She did.
I mean, she didn't buy a house in New Orleans, but
because
she's
she's
about
doing
to
that
shoot
show,
her
right?
yeah.
Scream Queens.
And you got to figure out when you're coming to visit because she just like found the place she's gonna live. That was the last thing she texted.
That
me.
was the last thing. So she's excited.
Although I delete whenever I respond to a text, I delete it.
Wait, why? You just don't want any evidence of anything?
Maybe.
Wow, that's interesting.
No, it's just
There's no archive in your phone of anything?
No. The texts that are on my phone right now
Like a blank slate?
is like the ones that I haven't responded to yet. It's also to remember who I have not responded to.
Oh, I do that with email. Yeah, you have
to like get back to
okay.
people. Yeah.
So you and Lea Michele, this is like a friendship for the ages. I mean, it's funny when you guys met when you were like really young. It's a long time ago now.
Wow, I met her when I was 20.
Right, and then now it's like now you're like adults,
Yeah, I know, it's
and
crazy.
it still works.
We were texting each other. Oh, maybe that wasn't the last thing we texted because I was sitting in the Dish in Chelsea alone having lunch.
That restaurant.
Yeah. And I was texting her saying, I'm having such a flashback because the last time we were here,
When you were
we
at
were
Deepland?
we were off Broadway,
Yeah.
and Remy Zakin was like 14 years old, calling her parents, asking her what she should order off the menu. And now it's so much time has passed.
Right.
And then she was like, I know, it's so crazy. And then she was texting me about Looking, about the episode that had just aired, and I was texting her about Glee. And I was like, this is so surreal that we were sitting here as 21-year-olds, 20-year-olds, and now so much time has passed and so much has happened. It's really surreal.
It's exciting.
And it's cool to, like, all of the Spring Awakening. I just did Bikram Yoga with Skylar a couple days ago. We all have stayed very much in touch with each other, which has been really nice.
That's kind of like leads me to a little thing I want to play.
Oh, good.
I want you to let's talk about the Spring Awakening cast because everybody loves that group of people. I mean, how could you not? It's
Yeah.
one of the. It's like it's like the Rent cast and the Spring Awakening cast. It's like this group of actors that I adore because of this show.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I would ask you some random things and try not to answer Leah and Michelle for too many of them.
Okay.
So
Should we make that a rule?
I know you're tight. It's not a rule.
Okay.
It's not a rule, but if it really fits. But I just want you to tell me which original cast member did you last talk on the phone with?
Leah Michelle.
Would you love to have sing you to sleep?
Lauren Pritchard.
She's a good singer.
Oh,
That's a good one.
come on.
Which Spring Awakening cast member do you envy, and why?
Oh, that's a great one. Lily Cooper, because she gets to play Elphaba.
I was going to say that because she gets to play Elphaba.
Yeah.
Have you seen her play Elphaba?
I haven't yet. No,
Wow.
I can't wait. I
Wow.
can't wait.
She's probably not speaking.
She's probably not.
No, she's probably not speaking.
She's probably
ever.
not speaking.
Ever.
So excited for her. I mean, look at that. She's playing Elphaba. I met her when she was 14.
And now she's Elphaba.
Amazing.
So, which Spring Awakening cast member did you secretly have a crush on at one point?
Great question.
I thought so.
I always had kind of a crush on Johnny B. Wright because he was just so, like, mysterious.
Very mysterious.
Yeah.
He's a very mysterious dude.
Very mysterious dude.
Yeah.
And he's just so, like, he was so good in the show, and I just dig him. Yeah.
Okay, which Spring Awakening cast member knows a big secret about you?
Skylar.
And what's that secret? That's what I just tried. I'm sorry. Which Spring Awakening cast member would you love to have play one of your hookups on Looking?
Ooh,
That'd
great
be fun,
question. I'm gonna go. Oh God, all of them would be great. Maybe,
sure.
Christine Esterbrook comes on to Looking.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she makes a guest appearance,
Wow.
which was so cool. God, I feel
But
like
you don't have
it's-
sex with her on it.
Maybe I do,
Maybe he does.
and maybe I do.
Maybe that's how the whole season ends.
I feel like it's a cross between Gallagher and Gideon. Maybe it's a three-way.
Gideon Glick and John Gallagher Jr. A three-way. Mm-hmm. That sounds good. That sounds like a good season 3 opener. Mm-hmm. Okay. Which Spring Awakening cast member did you think hated you at first?
Ooh, Gallagher.
Really?
Yeah, I thought because Gallagher was doing Rabbit Hole at the time.
Oh,
And
right.
so
Yeah.
and on Broadway.
Yeah.
And so I think, at least for me, I thought of him as like, I just sort of like put him up on a pedestal,
Right.
and he was so good, like in the like read throughs that we would do.
He intimidated you.
Yeah, and so I was like felt like slightly intimidated by him,
Right.
and I felt like nervous around him because he was just so good, and he was sort of quiet, and he would like show up to rehearsal and then go to do his matinee of Rabbit Hole.
Right. Like, I'm going to go do my Broadway show now.
Yeah, I gotta go do my Broadway show.
You
So
guys
I
are
was
all
like-
going to the Dish. I can't go to the Dish.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to go do Rabbit Hole with Cynthia Nixon.
Yeah.
And John Slattery.
Yeah. But it was all projection on my part. I
Right.
was just like, oh my God.
Right. It's all that stuff, all that nerves.
Yeah.
Which cast member do you think would be best to have around in a crisis? Like, I don't know, like maybe like a ticking bomb or...
I feel like Brian Charles Johnson
Yeah.
would be great because he's very like calm, chill.
Just figure it out, everybody.
Yeah,
Let's
he
just
could
do
like
this.
doesn't get like over like anxious or stressed. I feel like he'd be great to have around in a crisis.
Okay,
Although Leah's would be great as well
She'd be good too.
because she can get stuff done.
Okay. Who would you like to switch lives with? Which cast member? Just for a day. For a day.
For a day, I'd want to switch lives with.
Except Lily Cooper, you can't play Alphaba.
with
It's not a
Maddie
day she's
Conrad.
going on as Alphaba.
I want to switch lives with Remy for a day Because she's working on Brooklynite with
Oh, right.
Doyle and
Yeah.
with Michael Mayer.
Which I hear is awesome.
And with Grigsby.
Are you a little jealous that you're not in Brooklynite?
I just would love to like be in that room for a day because I miss those people.
I'm sure they'd let you come to the room for a day.
Okay.
Okay, and the final one. Which cast member would you love to see right now? Like, if I could just pull this blue curtain up and one of them is here, who would you want to see? There's nobody back there. Stop looking at it.
I'm like, I'd want to see all of them, but if I had to see one person right now while sitting in the chair, I'm going to go Lauren Pritchard.
Okay.
Because I would want her to just like bust into some.
And then sing you to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, so now here's a big question. Next year is the 10th anniversary of Spring Awakening. What's happening? What are we doing? Is there something in the works? What are we doing?
Great question.
There's nothing in the works yet? Should I start planning something? Or
There isn't
I'm sure
anything.
that there's something in the. It has to be like a reunion concert or something.
Would that be great?
Yeah, we gotta do that.
Yeah,
like
that would
on
be
Broadway.
great. That would be great.
What about a sequel? What about a 10 years later sequel? How would that work out? What would your character? How would
That's
that?
so interesting because Lee is dead.
Yeah, she's dead.
And John Gallagher Jr. is dead.
Right. So
So
you're. I mean.
Yeah.
You're definitely the central character. it's definitely on you. So what would happen in that?
That's a great
in
question.
that weird show.
I feel like John A.B. Wright is like a Nazi.
Okay.
Right? He's like in that arena.
That's a good start. That's a good jump off.
I don't know. Definitely John A.B. Wright's a Nazi.
Okay. Well, at least we know that.
Yeah, so that's
at least we know which one's a
happening for
Nazi.
sure. Right.
Do you have like a? We all know Lea Michele would love to do Funny Girl, and we would love to see that. Do you have that? Is there some like show? Is there some big musical that you would like really love to like? A dream role like that?
Well, I'm super excited about A New Brain that I'm doing at Encores.
Oh, right.
That is one that I listened to.
William Finn.
Bill Finn,
Bill
yeah.
Finn's the best.
The best.
Yeah.
And there's actually the crazy thing that happened there. I like bought the CD off the Amazon when I was in high school.
Okay.
I love it, love it, love it. Last year, I went to go see Tick, Tick, Boom.
Right.
And was blown away
That was good.
by it.
That was great.
And went home that night and I was on the train and I was like, I really want to do a city center off center because it's like a week long. If Looking happens again,
Right.
You
Right.
have to commit to a musical. This is like a short commitment.
Yeah.
Go to bed, wake up. I'm like, what could it be? What could it be? A New Brain. I sing the whole score alone in my apartment. I thought about emailing Janine Tesori, who runs City Center Off Center, and ask her to do this. And I said, no, I'm gonna wait a week. And if I still feel, because it's kind of a big ask to be like,
Yeah.
hey, will you do, So I was like, I'm gonna wait a week, and if I still really feel like it's the right thing, I'm gonna email her. A week later, Janine emails me
Shut up.
and says, Jonathan, what do you think about doing A New Brain at City Center next year? I got the email and I was like, I just told her we have to have lunch. And I sat down at lunch with her and I was like, I cannot believe you've asked me to do this because this has
That's
been at the front of
crazy.
my brain. Weird, right?
You're a really convincing liar. I'm just kidding. That's a good story. It's a really good story, though.
It's true.
good.
James
I could
Lapine
work
is
with
going to
that.
direct the show. We're going to fool around with it a little bit. He's doing some rewrites. I just had lunch with him last week, and I'm so pumped to do
Good.
the show. Yeah.
Is there anything
Yeah.
else you want the people to know before you go?
I love Broadway.com.
What
do.
better ending could I ask for?
I do. I love
And
Broadway.com.
Broadway.com loves you.
I read it every day. I love it.
Perfect. See?
Yeah.
See?
That's just a plug for you,
What
Broadway.com.
what more do I need to know? Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
It's so good to see
Valerie
you.
Cherish,
Valerie
thank
Cherish.
you, like yoga hands.
Th-
Thank you.
Everyone, please make sure you watch Looking on HBO Sunday nights at 10 o'clock. It's really good. All right. Thank you so much, John.
Thank
good
you.
to see you.
Good to see you too.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.